Hi, everybody. Well, many people do this, right? Many people go and they book back-to-back cruises, right? So for instance, my last cruise that I was on the Caribbean Princess, went from New York to Quebec City. Well, there was another cruise from Quebec City back to New York. So I could have took a 20-day cruise and just returned back to New York City and flown home from there. But one couple took those back-to-back cruises to an extreme, and they booked 51 back-to-back cruises. So I don't know about you, but if you've ever tried to book back-to-back cruises, you want to try and get yourself in the same cabin so you don't have to switch cabins between cruises and move all your luggage and your belongings and everything. Basically repack up and then unpack again, right? You want to be in the same cabin. Can you imagine trying to do that for 51 cruises? Well, a retired couple from Australia, they recently did that. They started their cruise experience on June 16th of 2022 and currently have been on the, I believe it's the Coral Princess, a 2,000 passenger cruise ship that had for 500 days so far. And soon they'll be moving over to the Crown Princess, which is a slightly larger ship, for another year of cruising. That's right, they're planning on doing 3 years, basically, of cruising. And why are they doing this? Because they say, well, first of all, they're cruise fans. They love to cruise. I can't argue with that. Kind of addicted myself. But they said it's also cheaper than retiring in a retirement community. When you add the cost of living space in a retirement home, add the food service, add the cleaning, etc., it all adds up to way more, they said, than it costs them to go cruising full time. 3 years, as a matter of fact. So far they booked, and they have no plans of not doing that. Imagine, they said, we're on board a cruise ship. We also have an onboard doctor. We have free entertainment. We have basically the crew and the staff basically become our friends now. We all know them by name. They recognize us. We're on the ship all the time. The cruise director, the captain, the hotel director, your stewards, your waiters. Basically, they know you. And when they know you and kind of treat you like family, you're on there all the time, you know your service is going to be good. You know your food's going to be good. And it's all included in the price. And so, yeah, I mean, if you go to a retirement home, how often do you have lobster? Well, on a cruise, you get lobster once a week. So they're saying that it's much more economical, and they do have. Now, it does come with some trials and tribulations, shall we say. First of all, yes, you're seeing the world and everything, but they booked it, you're kind of on the same ship, which means that free entertainment that you're seeing tends to be the same shows over and over and over and over again. And while I love shows, if I see a show 10 times in a row, I don't think I'm ready to see it again. But you don't have to. You can watch TV, you can go on the internet, you can stream television just like you can at home. Not everybody's going out every weekend to see a Broadway show. So I guess that point is kind of mute. But one of the biggest challenges for anybody planning to do this, not necessarily the cost or the scheduling or anything like that, it is medical insurance. Because for one thing, usually you cannot get travel insurance for more than 6 months at a time. They're going for 3 years. So my question to them would be, what medical insurance do they have? What evacuation kind of insurance they have? It must be possible, because there are cruise lines out there that are now resident ships where you can buy the cabin on the ship for like $2.5 million and stay on it for 3-4 years. Those are a reality. So there must be a way to do it. I've never looked really into how to get the travel protection when you're living on a cruise ship for that amount of time. And if anyone else out there knows, I would really appreciate somebody sending me an email on where you get it. Because right now, when I go to my insurance company, the maximum I'm allowed out of the country per year is 6 months. The same goes for my citizenship. I'm not allowed to be out of the country for more than 6 months of the year, or my medical and everything comes into question, and I don't need that. So yeah, I cruise a lot, but I don't cruise half the year. Maybe 45%. But what do you guys think? Do you think you would, hey, you know what? That sounds great. If I could definitely spend that amount of time. Just picture 500 days on the same cruise ship. Could you do it? I think I could, especially if it turns out to be cheaper than my residence at home would be. I kind of would think to myself, why not?